Tonight, a ghost walks into the Monday Night Raw arena. A name whispered only in forum posts as a cautionary tale. Arissa LeBrock. The story everyone knows is the one of failure. A botched tryout, a career-ending injury, a quiet disappearance. Commentators are calling this a curiosity, a sideshow. Fans online are predicting a squash match. Her opponent, the powerhouse Victoria Blackwood, has publicly mocked her, calling her Hollywood royalty playing dress-up. They all think they know how this ends. But what if the story they know is a lie? What if the ghost they wrote off has a secret? Tonight, we're not just watching a match. We're waiting for a single moment that could rewrite everything. The bell rings, and the arena's energy is thick with skepticism. Michael Cole on commentary lays out the narrative. You have to remember, Arissa LeBrock's first and only run-in with the WWE Performance Center ended in a catastrophic knee injury. Many believed we would never see her in a ring. Victoria Blackwood, a mountain of muscle and scowling intensity, paces in her corner, gesturing to Arissa as if she's an insect to be swatted. The match begins, and it's exactly what the doubters predicted. Blackwood explodes forward, a runaway train of aggression. She shoves Arissa into the corner, delivering punishing shoulder thrusts. Arissa looks lost, overwhelmed. She tries to create space, but Blackwood cuts her off, tossing her across the ring with contemptuous ease. The crowd is quiet, watching what looks like an execution. Blackwood stalks her, a predator playing with its food. She leans in close, and a ringside mic picks up her taunt. "This is the big leagues, princess. You don't belong here." She winds up for her signature finisher, the blackout lariat, a move that has put down champions. This is it, the end of the story. As Victoria Blackwood charges forward, a blur of violent intent, something shifts. In the fraction of a second before impact, Arissa LeBrock doesn't brace or cower. She flows. In a movement so fluid it defies physics, she pivots inside Blackwood's reach, her body moving with the attack, not against it. One hand grips the charging wrist, the other guides the arm, and with a seamless balletic rotation of her hips, she uses all of Blackwood's own forward momentum against her. Victoria Blackwood is sent sailing over Arissa's hip in a perfect, breathtaking arc. She lands flat on her back with a sickening thud that silences the entire arena. For a full 3 seconds, there is nothing but stunned, absolute silence. Then, a single voice from the commentary table cuts through the dead air. Corey Graves, his voice cracking with disbelief. "Wait! No way she just pulled that off!" The referee, who had been moving to count the pin on Arissa, freezes in his tracks, his jaw hanging open. Victoria Blackwood, dazed on the mat, pushes herself up on one elbow and mouths the words, "Where did that come from?" The pin is academic. 1, 2, 3. As the bell rings, the silence shatters. The entire arena erupts in a deafening, visceral roar. A chant begins, low at first, then growing into a unified boom that shakes the rafters. Holy bleep, holy bleep, holy bleep. That was the moment. The instant that broke the internet and sent a shockwave through the entire industry. Drop your immediate reactions in the comments below. Was this the single greatest debut move you have ever witnessed? Or is the hype getting to all of us? And if you live for these deep dives that dissect the moments that make wrestling unforgettable, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss another breakdown. So let's talk about why that single precise movement mattered so much. In the world of WWE, we are conditioned to expect power meeting power. Suplexes, spears, clotheslines, they are all about explosive, concussive force. What we just saw was the polar opposite. Arissa LeBrock just introduced the WWE Universe to a pure, unadulterated application of Aikido. It's a martial art founded on the principle of redirecting an opponent's energy, not meeting it head-on. That's why it looked so impossible. Victoria Blackwood charged with 200 pounds of momentum, expecting to collide with a wall, but instead she found an open door. Arissa simply guided her through it, using Blackwood's own power as the weapon. The initial impact was so disarmingly swift that for a moment it looked like a botch. The commentators were completely lost. They have a name for every hold and every slam. But for this, Michael Cole stammered, calling it a modified judo toss. Which it is not. Corey Graves guessed some kind of karate counter, also completely wrong. Their confusion was the ultimate confirmation of how unique this was. The average viewer felt that same mystery. On social media, that 5-second clip wasn't just trending, it was a global phenomenon, being endlessly replayed, slowed down, and analyzed. That's when a move transcends the match and becomes legendary. It didn't just win a wrestling match, it captured the imagination of millions. So, how did a competitor everyone had written off as too fragile and injury-prone pull off something so revolutionary? The truth is, while the internet was burying her career, she was secretly rebuilding it. The story of her 2019 tryout was true. She suffered a devastating knee injury, a torn MCL, ACL, and meniscus. In a desperate attempt to hide the weakness, she incredibly worked through 2 more full workouts on that destroyed knee. When the diagnosis came, doctors told her competitive wrestling was likely over. The forums and dirt sheets declared her finished. Then she vanished. She didn't just rehab, she underwent a complete re-education of her body. In total privacy, she began training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to strengthen her core and hips, building a new foundation of power. Then came the masterstroke. She began training at the Rhodes Academy under the legendary Dustin Rhodes. Dustin is famously protective of his students and brutally honest. In an interview last year, he stated he'd only ever seen 2 people execute chain wrestling with 0 wasted motion, himself and Arissa. While the world saw a failure, she was in the shadows, meticulously integrating new strengths around her foundational Aikido base. She wasn't just recovering, she was evolving. The result is a finisher that is not only visually stunning, but technically brilliant, minimizing stress on her own body while maximizing impact. Arissa isn't about brute force. She is about efficiency. And in the chaotic world of WWE, that kind of precise, unexpected efficiency is terrifying. Let's get technical, because the genius is in the details. The move is a classic Aikido throw, the Kaiten Nag, or rotary throw. It began with irimi, a direct step into her opponent's attack, blending with the force. Then the crucial grip. She used a zigzag hold on Blackwood's wrist, giving her a steering wheel to control the direction of Blackwood's entire body. As Victoria's momentum carried her forward, Arissa executed a lightning-fast 180-degree hip rotation while dropping her own center of gravity, creating a powerful fulcrum. This turned Blackwood's arm into a lever, and Arissa used that leverage to send her opponent flying with minimal effort. The finish is a controlled rollout, landing the opponent on their scapula and neck, which stuns the upper back and trapezius muscles. In a WWE ring, Arissa maintained incredible control, guiding the shoulders to ensure the head didn't bounce, making the move safer than a German suplex but just as visually devastating. The visual clarity, combined with its inherent safety and shocking effect, gives it phenomenal replay value. It's a move designed not just to win, but to be replayed, analyzed, and talked about for years to come. If you're loving this deep dive analysis into the mechanics and psychology of pro wrestling, you know what to do. Smash that like button, share this video with your fellow wrestling nerds, and subscribe. Let YouTube know you crave serious wrestling content, not just cat videos. Now, back to the fallout. The shockwave from that throw blew the doors off the backstage area. The talent, usually a cynical bunch, were glued to the monitors. Reports confirmed that Becky Lynch stood up and gave a genuine round of applause. Bayley was seen immediately waving over a producer, demanding they archive every angle of the footage for study. And Asuka, one of the most technically gifted women in WWE history, was seen with a rare, knowing smile. She, more than anyone, understood the beauty of what she had just seen. The agent assigned to the match, the notoriously tough-as-nails Fit Finlay, sought Arissa out immediately. His words were the ultimate praise. "You just made the whole division study YouTube clips of Steven Seagal." Coming from Finlay, that's not just a compliment, it's a coronation. Naturally, a debut this seismic draws comparisons. Ronda Rousey's electrifying arrival was built on her MMA fame and her devastating armbar. Paige's debut was a shocker, winning the Divas title on her first night. Both were incredible. But here's the crucial distinction. What sets Arissa LeBrock apart is that she is the first woman in WWE history to secure a victory with a single, perfectly executed, pure Aikido technique. Ronda was an established MMA beast. Paige came from a wrestling dynasty. Arissa arrived as an unknown quantity carrying only a famous last name and rumors of failure. This amplifies the shock value tenfold. Her debut wasn't built on hype. It was created out of pure, undeniable skill, making the moment that much more powerful. This one move has completely reshaped the women's division. The immediate future demands a rematch with Victoria Blackwood, who now has a deeply personal, character-driven revenge angle. Beyond that, imagine the matchups. Arissa against a powerhouse striker like Piper Niven, a test of technique versus raw force. Or a technical masterclass against Asuka, a battle of martial arts philosophies. The throw itself creates endless storytelling possibilities. How do you counter it? How do you avoid the wrist grab? The division, which had become reliant on brawls and power moves, now has a finesse character, an Aikido master who brings a completely new style. WWE has already filed a trademark for the phrase LeBrock Lock, signaling they know they don't just have a new wrestler, they have a new brand, a new style, and a potential new pillar for the women's division. All right, you're the GMs. What's next for Arissa LeBrock? Who should she face at the next premium live event, and what kind of match would you book? Drop your dream scenarios in the comments, and if you want a breakdown of how an opponent might counter the LeBrock Lock, smash that like button and subscribe for weekly analysis that cuts through the noise. So, is Arissa LeBrock a one-move wonder or the future of the industry? The evidence is clear. She is a legitimate martial artist who turned a career-ending injury into a secret weapon. When the locker room stands and applauds, when commentators are left speechless, and when social media replays a single move on a loop, you know you have witnessed more than just a win. The final shot on Raw wasn't of Arissa holding a title, but of something far more powerful. The slow-motion replay of the throw on the Titantron over and over as 15,000 fans chanted her name. Whether she wins a championship tomorrow or not, that one throw has already changed the conversation. It's a powerful testament that sometimes the most revolutionary force in WWE isn't brute strength but perfect technique, delivered when nobody sees it coming.